Hi there. It's a cold January Minnesota morning, and so Hank and I decided to stay in and do a workout with you guys today. So we're going to be going through a full body Pilates Sculpt workout. I have a couple props, but you don't need them. You can use a small ball, which looks like so. It's very light, very squishy, kind of half the air is out of it. If you don't have a ball, you can definitely use a soft pillow or a rolled up blanket. A yoga block, if it's not a very firm one, right? The wood one would probably be hard to hold on to. So a soft yoga block is an option if you don't have a small ball. And a set of hand weights, very light. I have 1 pound hand weights. If you don't have hand weights, I always recommend using 2 bottles of water. And we can also use the weights in place of the ball with some of our leg exercises too, and I'll tell you when we get to that point. If you don't have any of these props, no worries. I'll give you options to do the exercises without props. So we're going to get started. I'm going to send Hank away. I just thought I would show you my little fluffy buddy before we get started. Go away, Hank. Go to your bed. Good boy. Go away. So let's go ahead and get started. Lie all the way down on your backs with your knees bent, feet flat on the mat. We're just going to take a couple warm-up breaths, allowing your body to settle into the ground. Take a deep breath. Inhale through your nose. Fill up your ribs nice and wide. And then as you exhale, allow the chest and the ribs to melt back down to the floor. Do that 2 more times. Breathe wide into your ribs. Expand them like an accordion or like a jellyfish. And then as you exhale, melt back down, feeling the shoulders sink, feeling the neck and the jaw relax. 1 more time, deep breath, inhale, expanding your rib cage wide in 3 dimensions. And then exhale, let everything go, melting like a big sigh down to the floor. We're going to start by moving the pelvis. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, imprint your low back to the mat. It's very small. And as you inhale, release back to your neutral spine. Remember, neutral is when you have that small space underneath your low back. Exhale, zip up your imaginary zipper on your jeans and scoop the low back to the floor. And then inhale, release back to your tailbone, back to neutral. A couple more times, low belly pulls into the spine. You give a slight tuck using more of the abdominals, less of your legs. Inhale, back to neutral. 1 more time, relax your feet, relax your legs, and zip your low belly up to imprint your back to the mat. And then inhale, releasing back to neutral. We're going to take it 1 step further into a bridge. Exhale, zip up your zipper, scoop the belly. Start to articulate your pelvis all the way up high into a bridge, coming on your shoulder blades. Stay up here. Take a deep breath. Inhale, expand the back of your ribs. Exhale, melt the back of the ribs down 1 vertebra at a time, rolling through like a string of pearls all the way back down to your tailbone. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, zip up that zipper, hollow the deep low belly, stand into your heels, start to peel your spine off of the mat. At the top, take this opportunity to breathe wide into the back of your ribs. As you exhale, feel the back of the ribs melt down to the floor first. Then curl through the spine all the way back down to your tail. Let's do that 1 more time. Hold for a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, move through the pelvis, rolling like a wheel all the way up through the spine. Going to the shoulder blades, never onto your neck, right? Your neck should be relaxed. You should be able to breathe and talk here just like me. And 1 note, when you're in your bridge position, when your hips are higher than your shoulders, make sure that you keep your nose straight up to the sky so you don't put any tension on that neck. Take another breath here, inhale, and exhale, melt and roll all the way back down, vertebra by vertebra. Let's go ahead and warm the upper body up. Float both arms to the ceiling, inhale. Going for a Pilates ab prep, nod the chin to the chest, curl the upper body up, look between your knees, and then inhale softly back down. So 1 word of caution here, when we curl the upper body, try not to over tuck your pelvis. Sometimes when we are so tight in the upper body, upper back, with these curls, we push into our legs or push into our feet so much that we jam our backs into the mat, right? I want you to relax your legs, relax your pelvis. Don't over tuck, just let it round, let it curl. So as your upper body curls up, feel how your low back and your pelvis just responds to your curl. It doesn't have to do much. It doesn't have to over tuck. It doesn't have to, your glutes don't have to turn on, your legs don't have to tighten. Just relax the lower half of your body for the most part. Inhale, let's do 1 more. Exhale, nod the chin to the chest, scoop the belly, curl the upper body up, feel that nice C-shaped curl curl, and come all the way down, resting your arms back down. Now from here, you're going to open that left leg out to the side and pull it back in. Let's do that again. Open the left knee out to the side and pull it back in. So we're just warming up our joints. We're keeping your pelvis nice and still, right? So pretend like your pelvis is anchored to the floor and it's only the thigh bone that gets to move. Inhale out, exhale in. Do that one more time. Inhale, allow the thigh bone to twist out. Exhale, pull it in. Let's go to the right side. Inhale, allow the right thigh to turn out and pull it back in. Get a nice stretch deep up inside your hip socket, right? That's where we're trying to open up here before we get moving. Open up with an inhale, exhale, pull it back in. 2 more times. Inhale, the right knee opens, exhale it in. 1 more time. Inhale, the right knee opens, exhale, pull it in. Let's go ahead and float both arms up to the sky. Let's mobilize through our shoulders and arms. Soften your hands, your fingertips, soften your elbows. Feel how that relaxes your shoulders and neck. Scissor the arms, one arm overhead, one arm down by your side. Inhale, float both arms to the ceiling. Switch, exhale, one arm overhead, one arm by your side. Inhale, both arms to the sky. As your arm goes overhead, feel that shoulder blade melt down your ribs, melt down your back. And with soft hands, soft elbows, that will soften your shoulders and neck as well. So just feel that just kind of melting and swiveling around in your shoulder cuff. 1 more each way, stretching and scissoring the arms. Inhale to center. Last time, exhale, stretch it away. Inhale to center, rest both arms back down by your sides. Give yourself a big shoulder roll. Good, now you're gonna lift your right leg to tabletop. Put your hands on your low belly. Scoop the belly tight, not necessarily tucking the pelvis, right? Let's try to stay neutral, being that we're keeping 1 foot down on the mat. Inhale, reach your right leg away. Exhale, pull the waistline in tight to bend the knee in. Do that again. Inhale, stretch it away. Exhale, scoop the belly, pull in tight. Inhale, reach for 3. Exhale, just warming up our core. Inhale, reach for 2. Exhale, scoop and pull it back in. 1 more time. Inhale, stretch away. Exhale, pull it in. Set that right foot down. Lift the left leg tabletop. Inhale, stretch the left leg. Exhale, feel your waistline drag that knee back in. Inhale to reach. Exhale, sink the belly to the spine. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, pull in for 3. Inhale to reach. Exhale, pull in for 2. 1 more time. Exhale, pull back in and rest. Good. We're going to lift that right leg back up to a tabletop position. We're going to take it into a thigh circle. The knee stays bent. Tap the toes down. Twist the right knee out. Circle it back up to tabletop. Do that again. Tap the right toes down. Twist the knee out. Circle it back up and around. 3 more times. Tap down. Circle it out, up, and around. 2 more. Foot goes down, you drop the knee out, and you circle it through. 1 more this direction, trying to be nice and smooth inside of that hip socket. And now stay on that same leg, go the other direction, lift the knee to tabletop, circle it out to the side, tap the foot down, and pull the knee in. Lift up to the tabletop, circle it out and around, feel that nice, even circle through your hip socket. Trying to keep your pelvis nice and still, do 2 more. Think about that left knee. It's staying still as your right knee circles around. So we're not counterbalancing with that other leg. And now let's switch legs. Go ahead and lift your left knee to tabletop. Turn it out, set the foot down and back in. Lift it to tabletop. Circle it out, set your foot down and in. Just a nice fluid circle of this left leg. And remember that right leg is staying nice and still. That right knee is staring up to the sky the whole time. Use your core to stabilize your pelvis. Stay there. Let's switch directions. Left knee opens out. You circle it around to tabletop and down. Twist it out. Circle it around and down. 3 more times. Turn it out. Circle it around and down. 2 more. Twist it out. Pull it around and down. 1 more time. Around and down. Nice job. You should feel a nice openness in the hips. Set your arms down, walk your feet in a little bit closer. Your thighs are going to stay still. The knees are going to stare up to the sky the whole time. It's super small. Can you tip your right hip bone a little heavier into the mat and then come to center, and then tip your left hip bone a little heavier into the mat and come to center. Do that again to the right. Just tip it heavier and to center and to the left. Tip it heavier and to center. Now find your center, hold. Let's tuck the tailbone and roll back up into your bridge. Now staying in your bridge, we're gonna let the right hip tip down just an inch. To lift it back up, stand into your right heel. Do that to the left. Tip the left hip down just an inch. Lift it up by squeezing your left glute. Right hip goes down an inch. Exhale, stand into that right heel to lift it back up. Left hip tips down. Exhale, stand into it to lift. Inhale, right hip. Exhale, open your right hip joint to the sky. Inhale, tip the left hip. Exhale, lift and open your left hip. One more each way. Right hip. Squeeze to lift it back up. Left hip. Squeeze to lift it back up, hold, inhale, exhale, melt and roll the spine down one vertebra at a time. Go ahead and hug both knees into your chest, roll your knees from side to side. Now stay here, you're gonna keep both knees hugged in, nod your chin to the chest, curl up into a tiny little ball. Place your hands behind your thighs, flex your feet, just press your legs to tabletop and feel how that curls you up a little bit higher. Now check in with your body, make sure you didn't shrug the shoulders up. Glide them down, elbows bent wide, look down at your navel and scoop it in tight, and then hug the knees in and rest your head all the way down. Shake out the shoulders. We're just gonna do that 2 more times. Keep your knees hugged in really tight. Nod the chin to the chest, curl your upper body up. Now flex your feet, feel like you're pushing your heels away into a heavy bookshelf, sliding it. Feel your low back on the mat. Feel that nice elongated C-shaped curve. Shoulders melt. Crown of the head to the sky, look at the belly, scoop it in tighter, feel that spine stretch, and then rest everything down. We're gonna do that one last time. Inhale, hold. Exhale, nod the chin to the chest. Curl up into a tiny little ball first. Let's get that C-shaped curve, capital C-shaped curve. Remember, we're not crunching or collapsing, we're pressing those legs just to a tabletop 90. Shoulders relaxed, elbows bent wide. Good, use those arms, use those legs, and for sure use that scoop. Scoop it into the spine, and then rest all the way down and relax your feet. Now here's where I'm going to grab a prop. I'm going to grab my ball. If you don't have a ball, you can use a rolled up blanket or a pillow or a soft yoga block, right? Something to prop your head. So you're going to put the ball or whatever you have right behind your head as if it's a little pillow. This is going to allow you to hold your imprinted spine a little bit easier. So give a slight tuck of your pelvis. It's not a jamming, right? Just a nice little imprint of your low back to the mat. Lift your right leg to tabletop. Let's inhale to stretch the right leg away and exhale to pull it back in. So we were here already once today. So you can stay here with this left foot staying down. That's completely fine. Or you're going to lift the left leg to tabletop. Reach the right leg, exhale, scoop and pull it back in. Do that again, right side. Stay on that right side. So those of you who want to keep your left foot down, you may. We're just going to do 3 more on the right. Inhale, stretch away. Exhale, scoop the belly to pull in. Inhale, stretch away. Exhale, scoop the belly to pull in. 1 more. Inhale, relax the shoulders, pull in. Now let's go to the left leg. Inhale, exhale, scoop and pull in. Inhale to reach, low belly to the spine, pull it back in. So again, you can set your right foot down for a modification. Inhale, and you'll know if you need to if your low back is popping off the mat. So hold both legs at tabletop if you can. Lift your arms to a hover. Take a deep breath, inhale. Optional curl here. Curl your upper body. We're going back to the right leg only. Inhale, exhale, pull it back in. Holding your curl if you can. And remember, I'm giving you plenty of options. You can keep your left foot down, right? And just reach that right leg out. You can also keep your head on that ball the whole time if the curl isn't right for you. So you pick your option here. Pick your poison, like I say all the time. Now hold here. Other side. Inhale, reach the left. Exhale, pull it in for 8. Inhale, reach. Exhale, scoop and pull it in 7. Inhale, exhale, pull it in 6. Again, choose your options. If you're getting tired, set that right foot down or set your head down. Exhale it in. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, pull in. 1 more. Inhale, exhale, pull in. Grab that ball, place it behind your head. Rest. Hug your knees to your chest. Roll from side to side. Shake out the shoulders. Shake out your head. Set your feet all the way down and just rock your knees and hips from side to side. Good. Now from here, scoop the belly, imprint your low back to the mat again. You're going to lift your right leg to tabletop. Scoop and lift your left leg to tabletop. So both legs are lifted. Head is down. Put your hands at your low belly. Straighten both legs to the sky and scoop the belly tighter to the spine. And then inhale, bend. Exhale, scoop the belly tight to the spine, straighten both legs, feel that hamstring stretch, and then inhale to bend. Now, option here is to keep your legs straight up to the sky so that you can hold your low back to the mat, right? If you want a harder option, you're gonna reach the legs a little bit further away at an angle, but your hands are resting on your low belly to remind you to hold your belly flat, to hold your low back flat to the mat. Exhale, scoop and reach. Don't get too low that your back pops up, so know your positioning. Reach, inhale to bend. Good, now we're gonna continue with this. You choose where you want your legs to be. Lift your arms to a hover. We're gonna add our curl, and again, it's always optional. Exhale, reach and curl the upper body up. You're gonna hold your curl, inhale to bend. Exhale, scoop the belly, reach. So this is similar to double leg stretch, right? We're gonna add the arms here in a moment for the last 4. So just another option to advance yourself. You're gonna lift the arms up as the legs reach and pull everything back in. Exhale, scoop the belly, reach the arms, reach the legs. Now be careful that your arms don't get too far back behind you. We want you to maintain a nice curl. One more time. Reach it away. Pull back in, grab that ball, set it underneath your head, hug the knees in, roll from side to side, shake out the shoulders, take a deep breath, make sure that you're not holding in your chest and shoulder and neck area, right? Just shake it out. Keep your head down, we're gonna do a little stretch. Straighten the legs to the sky, grab onto the right leg, left leg goes all the way down and hold. Flex both feet and point. Flex and point, just getting a nice little stretch and point. Now just the right foot, circle it and open your toes. And then circle the other direction. Good, scissor the legs, left leg up. Let's flex both feet and point. Flex both feet and point. One more time and point. Now circle just the left foot. Open those toes, stretch it out, go the other direction. Good, now stay here with your left leg to the sky. Soften the shoulders, elbows bent, knee is a little bit bent, and relax your toes and foot. And notice how that just relaxes all the way down, kind of like a waterfall all the way down your leg. Let's scoop the low belly, float your right leg to a hover, pull that waistline in as you slowly scissor and switch. And slowly scissor and switch. So the slower that you switch those legs in the air, the harder it is on your core, right? Your goal is to keep your low back flat to the mat. If it's not there and it's popping up, let's bend the knees and just do this with the bent knee position, right? So it's still scissoring, you're scissoring your thigh bones, but you're just protecting that low back. And just know your modifications, right? You don't have to go full blown every day. Always. Some days you can do advanced, some days maybe it's back to the basics, right? Just listen to your body. Let's do this again. Now, if you can, you're going to curl your upper body up. Take your modifications. If you can hold your curl, you're going to. Otherwise, keep your head down at that ball. If your hamstrings are super tight today, maybe you want to do this with bent knees. That's a great option. Remember, it's about the core, keeping the belly flat, keeping the low back connected to your mat. Last 6, scoop, switch 5, 4, last 3, switch 2, and 1. Hug both knees in, find that ball, rest your head, and set your feet down. Shake out of the hips. Nice job, shake out of the shoulders. Now you're gonna take that ball and just place it by your side. From here, just twist your knees all the way over to the right, take a nice little side stretch, and twist your knees all the way over to the left. Good. All right, so let's turn over onto our sides. You're going to grab a prop, and whatever it is, it could be a ball, it could be a yoga block. We're gonna place it behind our knee, right? So you can easily hold a soft yoga block there. You can hold a pillow there. You can even hold a weight there, a nice light weight. And like I said, if you don't have a weight, grab a water bottle. I'm gonna use the ball. So the ball is kind of squishy so that I'm able to hold on to it. You're gonna come down so that your knees are bent, foot on top of foot, knee on top of knee, hip on top of hip. And you are going to lie all the way down. You can use a pillow here or your arm. Let's just do the clam. You're going to open and down. So we did this on our backs in the very beginning of the exercise, right? So we allowed one knee to twist out to the side and you pulled it back in. Now we're just working against gravity. So it might be a little bit more of a challenge inside that hip. It's not so much of a release, it's more work. Goal is to pretend that you have a steel pipe right between the top hip bone going all the way through the bottom hip bone into the ground. So your hips can't go anywhere, they're stuck, right? Let's do just 5 more because we're gonna change it up. for 5, and down. If you take your top hand and put it on your glute, right where your swimsuit line would be, that's the muscle that should be working. Let's do 2 more. Exhale to open, inhale it down. 1 more time, open and down. Good. Now from here, we're going to go into a circle. You're going to open the knee up to the sky, pull the knee to the shoulder, bring it forward and around. Can you still hold on to that ball? Open. Pull it to the shoulder, forward and down. These are excellent exercises to do if you're a runner or a biker, right? To get this rotation in on your hip. Around and down. Let's do 1 more. Open, pull to the shoulder, pull forward and down. Now go the other direction, same leg. Pull to the chest, open to the shoulder, set the foot down, set the knee down. Pull to the chest, open to the shoulder, set the foot down, set the knee down. Are you still holding on to that prop? Hopefully yes. Foot down, knee down. Let's do 1 more. Pull to the shoulder, open and around and down. Nice job. Go ahead and come all the way up. We're going to stay on this leg. Get rid of that prop. You're going to come into what's called a Pilates mermaid position. So the front leg, and this is my left leg, is going to be parallel with the front edge of your mat. The back right leg, if you look at it, it's going to want to pull forward, right? So we have a crease in the hip. I want you to push that thigh back behind you so that you turn on your glute. You should feel that right away. And if you're looking at the side of your body, your knee should be in line with your right hip. It's going to want to creep forward. Don't let it, because then we're not getting into the right muscle group. So from here, you're going to place your hands right by your left knee. It's a soft hinge forward, but not rounding, okay? So be nice and light on your fingertips. Use your core. We're going to rotate that back leg. So if you look at my back right foot, I'm going to twist it up and back down. Twist it up and back down. And now notice my knee isn't lifting off the ground. My knee isn't shifting forward or back. It's staying in the spot that I put it in, but we're twisting the thigh bone. This is a really important exercise because we're truly getting rotation inside of our hip socket. Now, if you're feeling it in your low back, this love handle area, you're not getting that rotation in your hip socket. And we really want to get it deep inside those hips. So if you can't get it inside the hip socket and it's staying in that low back area, I'm going to have you come down to your elbow so you're more open here and try to twist like so. That will give you a little bit more range of motion or more room to move inside that hip, right? And then again, if you're still not getting into that hip rotation and you're still getting into the back, you can come all the way down and just do a little twist here. It's kind of an interesting position to get into. It's not the most comfortable. I would rather you be on your elbow if you can, but just know your body and take the modification that you need. So I'm going to come all the way back up. And so if you're up here with me, make sure that your core is holding you here. You should be able to lift your hands up freely and not put any pressure in your spine because your core is nice and supportive. Okay, we're going to do that 3 more times, just twisting, internal rotation. Do that again, twist that thigh bone. Feel that rotation 1 more time and then come down. Now from here, we're going to grab that ball or that prop again, place it behind your knee and hold on to it. Now all of us are going to come down onto our elbow. So everybody's in the same spot down here. Make sure that you're not slouching. Lift that bottom waistline up. Right hand is at your top hip. Roll that shoulder back. Flex your foot. Now look down your body. Make sure that your knee didn't come forward. Push it back. And now up an inch, down an inch. Up an inch, down an inch. So we're really getting into the hips today. Excellent work for anybody who does a lot of running, a lot of biking, a lot of forward and back robotic motions, right? And so I want you to feel outer hip, outer thigh. As you lift, remember, you're not lifting from arching here. We don't want the spine to move. We don't want the pelvis to move. We want the thigh bone to move. Let's lift up for 8. Lift up for 7. How are those shoulders? Roll them back and down. Lift up 4. Lift up 3. Lift up 2. Lift up 1. Hold there. We're going to do 1 more set here. You can do it. Flex your foot. You're going to push backwards an inch and forward. Push back. Now look down your thigh bone. When you come forward, don't go past your hip, right? You're just going to come forward so you're in line with your body and then press it right back. So just think backwards. Just think back. Press back. Like you're shoving something behind you, away from you with your heel. Push it back. Find your glute. You can put your hand there. Turn those muscles on. Press 8. Press 7. Pull the belly in. Press 6. Press 5. Last 4. Keep a light, nice long neck. 3. press 2, and 1. Come all the way up. Go ahead and get rid of that prop. Stack your legs on top of each other. Let's do a nice little mermaid stretch over. Just a nice side bend. Look down towards your ankles. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. So let's do that all on the other side. Just swivel yourself around. We're going to start with the clam exercise again. So that ball is going to go right behind your knee and whatever prop you were using. And you definitely don't need a prop there. It's something to remind you that you have to keep your knee bent, right? So rest your head all the way down, and you're going to open and close back to that clam exercise. This is just a prep to get into everything else. And you can always just stick with this exercise through the whole thing, right? Feel that external rotation and think about that thigh bone twisting inside of your hip socket. So it's not about the knee, it's not about the foot, it's about the outer hip. You're trying to twist the thigh bone. Think of like a wet washcloth, and you're wringing it out, right? Your thigh bone is twisting backwards, but the hip bone is actually pulling forward. So you're wringing out right inside that hip socket. For 5, exhale 4, twist it backwards 3, no movement of the pelvis. Twist it back 2, 1 more time. Good. Now we're going to go into those circles. Remember, it starts with the clam, so you're going to open that knee up. The knee stays bent. Pull the knee to the shoulder, pull it forward to the chest and all the way down. You open out to the clam, pull it to the shoulder, pull it to the chest and all the way down. Open it out, pull it to the shoulder, pull it to the chest and all the way down. Nice job, you guys. 2 more. Keep the waistline in, keep those hips stacked. 1 more time, open it out to the shoulder, to the chest and down. Now let's go the other direction. Pull to the chest, open up to the shoulder, set the foot down, set the knee down, pull to the chest, open, circle it around. Try to make a circle, not a box, right? Circle and sweep it around. 2 more times. These are tough. Pull it to the chest, open to the shoulder, set the foot down, set the knee down. 1 more time. Pull it to the chest, open to the shoulder, foot down, knee down, and rest. Nice work. All right, go ahead and come all the way up. Set that ball or that prop down just for a moment. We're going to come into a mermaid position on this side. So remember, your front shin, which this is my right shin, is going to line up with the front edge of your mat. That back leg comfortably is going to come forward. We're going to push it back so that the thigh and the knee lines right up with the front hip bone. Now from here, we're going to do a little rotation. Bring your hands forward around that front right knee, but make sure that you don't lean into the arms. You have barely any weight on your hands and arms. Shoulder roll back. Twist that back foot up and down. And just know that each side is different. Okay, if we have any type of rotation in our pelvis or in our spine, we're gonna feel a big difference between hips. We'll have a tighter hip than the other. And that's why we're doing this work. We're trying to balance ourselves out, right? So just notice in your body if you have a tighter side and really work on that side to open it up. So you're twisting up here. If you're feeling a cramp right inside that hip or low back, again, you come down to your elbow. So it just kind of opens this up a little bit more, allows for that rotation to happen. If this still isn't working, you come all the way down. Your knee will lift, but you'll still do that same internal rotation, right? Just focus on getting that twist. Good. So you pick your spot where you need to be. Let's twist up 5, twist up 4, twist up 3, twist up 2, and 1. Go ahead and rest that leg. You're going to come down to your bottom elbow, roll your shoulders back, open your chest. That top leg is going to lift. Let's grab that ball or the prop, place it behind your knee, look down your body, make sure that you're in one long straight line from your ear, shoulder, hip, and knee. Flex your foot. Let's lift the thigh up. Just a little lift. Lift up, upper outer thigh, lift up. And now as you're lifting and getting into that outer hip, think about your bottom waistline. Push down into your bottom elbow, float that armpit up to the sky, right? So you're pulling the waistline up. We're not sinking to the floor. And make sure that your right shoulder, the bottom shoulder, is right over your bottom elbow. So we're nice and stacked there as well. So we're not having any neck tension. If you do have neck tension, just turn your face to look down at the ground. That can kind of release, and then you can look forward again. Just do that a couple times. Let's lift for 3. Lift for 2, I'm not the best counter, lift 1, and now flex that back foot and you're going to push backwards. Push backwards, make sure that the pelvis doesn't go anywhere. Also your upper body. Sometimes when we push back, we allow the upper body to twist forward. Okay, so keep the shoulders stacked, keep the hips stacked, press back. As you press, pull the belly in, find that stability, lift that bottom rib cage, hold up there. Let's press 8, press 7, press 6, press 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest, come all the way up. Nice job. Let's place that ball away. Stack leg on top of leg. Do a nice little mermaid stretch over. And come all the way up. You're going to come onto your hands and knees. Let's round into a cat spine just to release out of it. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, push through the palms, round the spine, and then release back just to neutral. Do that 2 more times. Curl the tailbone, curl the chin, push away, and release back to neutral. 1 more time. Exhale, curl in. I know I added an extra one in just because it felt good. And then release. Good. We're going to take that ball or yoga block or pillow, lots of options, place it right between your upper inner thighs. So as high as it can go, closest to your pelvis. We're going to come into a plank position here. So you're going to come down onto your forearms. Carefully reach your knees back, feet back. Good. Press your elbows into the mat. Now, if this is too much on your low back, set your knees down. Just keep the hips open, right? And make sure that your hips don't sag to the floor. You want to keep them up. So either way, knees down, knees up, it's totally up to you. Feet sit bone distance apart. Push your forearms down into that mat. Separate the distance between your shoulder blades and just squeeze that ball just a tiny bit. We did a lot of outer thigh just now, outer hip. I want to get a little inner thigh in. So you're just going to squeeze into that ball. Don't move the feet, right? The feet stay still. Just engage your upper inner thigh. Squeeze 10. Squeeze 9. Keep the belly pulling those hips up. Squeeze 7. Find that form. 6. Squeeze 5. Squeeze 4. Last 3, 2, and 1. Set the knees down. Go ahead and sit back into a child's pose. Stretch. Take a deep breath. And come all the way up. We're going to grab our light set of hand weights. So I just, again, have 1 pound. I'm going to keep that ball there. Staying on our knees, just give a little gentle squeeze so we remember those inner thighs. Inner thighs really help our posture. It talks to our belly. So you're going to hold on to those weights. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Lift out to the sides and press down. Lift out to the sides and press down. So pretty simple, especially with 1 pound. If you have any type of a shoulder injury, rotator or whatnot, maybe you want to drop the weights altogether and just do it without weights. So being that this is shoulder work, let's bring our mind to the actual shoulders. We're not worried about the hands. We're not worried about the elbows, right? We're worried about the shoulders. So as the arms lift, your shoulders should be melting down your back. Feel that movement. Feel the shoulder blades relax down as the arms float up. And arms only have to go shoulder height. They don't have to go any higher. Let's do 5 and down, 4 and down, 3 and lower. Last 2 and down. 1 more, hold. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Now soften your elbows just a little bit. Now we're going to pulse up 1 inch, down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down 1 inch. And if you're getting sore in the neck or shoulders, or you're finding that you're getting a lot of tension here, go ahead and bend your elbows, right? Just shorten the lever. Up 1 inch, down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down 1 inch. So either elbows bent or elbows straight. Let's do 3, do 2, and 1. Go ahead and rest those arms down. Give yourself a big shoulder roll. We're going to reach the arms straight ahead, forward and down. Now, changing the direction kind of puts you off balance a little bit, right? So squeeze that ball, just gently. Just feel those inner thighs. Feel the pelvic floor. Feel how it talks to your core. So as you sweep the arms forward, your belly pulls backwards for you to stay nice and tall. Now, as the arms go forward, again, can you feel the shoulders melt down your back? So don't hold them there. Don't tense the shoulders. Let them move. Not that they're moving upward, they're gliding down. Think of a waterfall. Your shoulder blades just melting down the back of your ribs like a waterfall. Let's lift up 8. Try not to swing. 7. Exhale, 6. Up for 5. Exhale up 4. Remember, tighten the core. 3. Melt the shoulders down. 2. 1 more time, lift and hold. Stay there. Pulse up, up, Good. So same as before, if you're feeling like you're carrying this in your neck, go ahead and bend your elbows and think forearms. Your upper arms are lifting, but again, shoulders melt down as your arms lift up. 8, 7, 6, 5. Check in with your pelvis. Make sure that you're not bowing your back or you're not sticking your pelvis back. You're nice and neutral. 2 and 1. Arms come all the way down. Give yourself a big shoulder roll. Nice and simple, a little bit of a break here. You're going to bend your elbows right at your side like you're holding a tray. And your elbows should be a little bit ahead of your shirt seam. So they're not back here. They're a little bit ahead of your shirt seam, and you open, but try not to push the arms behind you. You're keeping the elbows forward a little bit as you twist. So remember the hip rotation that we did when we rotated like the clam with our leg? That's what we're doing here in the shoulder joint. So think of that external rotation happening right inside of your shoulder joint, similar to that hip joint, right? Let's open for 10 and close. Open for 9 and close. Open 8, open 7, last 6, 5, 4, 3. Truly get that rotation inside the shoulder cuff. 2. Hold it open on 1. Now stay here. You're going to stretch the arms out. Inhale and exhale, pull in. Inhale, stretch out, reach and pull. Feel like you're going to reach to the side walls and pull. Inhale out, exhale in. Last 8, exhale in. For 7 and in. Reach and stretch. 6. Pull the belly in tight. 5. Give a little squeeze on that ball. 4. Last 3. Reach 2 and 1. We're going to get into the back of the arms and then be done with these weights. So let's get rid of that ball. Place it by your side. We're going to keep the weights. Hands on the mat, knees on the mat. So you're in a tabletop position. Let's go ahead and grab the left weight. You're going to reach that straight arm back. Now just little ups. Press up and down to your hip. So maybe a couple inches. Lengthen the back of your neck so you don't have any wrinkles in the back of your neck. So just protecting the rest of your body, right? Now this is pretty simple, but I want you to focus on the back of the shoulder blade, the back of the arm, tricep. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more with your core, you're gonna reach that right leg back behind you and balance. Pull the belly in. We have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest everything down and we will switch sides. Left hand down. Go ahead and grab that weight with your right hand. In your tabletop position, one thing I want to note, make sure that the hand is down. It's not way ahead of you. Okay, that's going to put tension in your neck and shoulder. Place that palm right underneath your shoulder. Right arm back by your side. Press the straight arm up. Press it up. Good. Now lengthen the back of your neck. No wrinkles. No wrinkles in your back either. So think of your spine and make sure it's not bowing to the ground. You want a nice straight spine. And again, if you want added core work and balance work, you're going to reach that left leg back behind you. Pulse it up. Straight arm. Reach. So think back of the shoulder blade, back of the upper arm, the tricep. Reach 10, 9, exhale 8, 7. Find that core. Push your left palm into the ground so you're not sinking into it. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sorry about my counting, you guys. I'm not the best counter. Sit back, child's pose, stretch. Take a breath. Good. We're going to come all the way down onto our bellies. Hands come underneath your forehead. Rest down. Separate your legs, sit bone distance apart. Give yourself a big shoulder roll. Release out of it. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Float the right leg up and set it down. Float the left leg up. Set it down. So right here, we're going back to basics. I want you to float your leg up from the glute. It's not about the low back, okay? So the glute is firing the back of the hip, right, to lift the leg. Don't worry about the foot. The leg stays straight. It's the thigh bone that lifts and the foot just goes along for the ride. So if you're lifting too high, you're going to be in the low back. Protect that low back. Pull the belly into it so it doesn't move. It stays nice and straight. And lift from the back of the hip. It's very small. Do one more each way. Good. Now your right hand is going to stay down. Your left arm is going to reach overhead at an angle. Soften the fingertips, soften the elbow. You're going to lift the arm up and down. Stay on that side, up and down. Feel the back of your shoulder blade. So it's not coming from your spine, it's coming from the muscles on the shoulder blade. So the only reason that arm is lifting is because the shoulder blade is gliding down from your ear. Think of that waterfall analogy. The shoulder blade is just falling down the back of your ribs, melting it around. Let's do that 2 more times. It's very small. And let's switch. So left hand comes underneath your forehead, right hand reaches overhead, soften the hand, soften the elbow, and float up from the shoulder blade. You might have one side that has more range of motion than the other, just notice it, right? Keep your body, your torso completely still. So if you're really tight in that shoulder, notice if you're compromising by moving the torso, by twisting the spine. Let's do 4, lift 3, lift 2, and 1. Now both arms are going to reach out, both legs wide. We're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg. So right arm, left leg, and down. Left arm, right leg. So we're not lifting into an extension with our spine, not yet. We're using our glute and our shoulder blade to lift the arm and lift the leg. Pull the waistline in to stay nice and stable with your torso. We're just going to do a couple more just so you can get it in your mind what muscles we're calling on here. Shoulder blade and glute. Like you're drawing an X on your back. 1 more each way. And then we're going to add extension of the spine. So from here, all 4 limbs are going to lift and you're going to extend a little bit and down. Now sometimes when we lift up into a full extension, we only rely on our back muscles. Your arms and legs hold a lot of weight to just let those little back muscles do all that work. So use the shoulder blades, use your glutes, as well as your back muscles. So everything is working full body. Let's do 4 more. Inhale up, exhale down. Try to remove all the wrinkles in the back of your neck. So we don't want to be looking forward. We still want to be looking down at the mat. It's just a very small extension and rest. Go ahead and sit back to your heels. Child's pose, stretch, take a breath. Good. We're going to end with a little bit of rotation. So sitting onto your seat, knees are bent, kindergarten style, or if this is uncomfortable for you, go ahead and sit with your knees bent with your feet kind of wide apart, maybe shoulder distance. That works as well. Either one, I'm fine with either. Hands come to your forehead. Let's just twist it out. Inhale, twist to the right, and exhale, pull back to center. Inhale, twist to the left, and exhale back to center. Now when you're twisting, just take note. Where's your body in space? Are you pitched forward with your chest, right? If you are, that puts a lot of tension in your low back. So let's try to get those earlobes right over your sit bones. Inhale and exhale, and maybe play around with your foot position. With your legs out here, it might sit you on your sit bones a little bit better. Exhale, center. And now think about your upper body. When you come to center, can you melt those shoulders down? Inhale, wind up, twist. Exhale, pull back to center. Inhale, wind up, twist. Exhale, back to center. 1 more time. Inhale, twist. And exhale to center. Relax those arms down. Give yourself a shoulder roll. Straighten your legs. Flex your feet. Lift both arms up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Spine stretch forward. Curl over the ribs. Scoop the belly back. We're not hinging. We're not collapsing. And then stack up nice and tall. Fingertips to the sky. Good. Now when you're here, how can you find your neutral? We're not popped, right? Nice neutral spine. Keep your pelvis where it's at, upright. You're going to scoop the belly, curl up and over the front of the ribs. Don't tip the pelvis. The pelvis doesn't move. It's your upper body like you're doing a curl. And then stack it back up taller. 2 more times. Reach to the crown of the head, curl and coil your spine like your nose is going to look right down between your knees. And then stack up nice and tall. 1 more time. Get taller through the crown of the head. Scoop the belly back, coil up and around. Stretch. And then come all the way back up. Arms rest down. Give yourself a big shoulder roll. Point your toes, wiggle them around, and you did it. Nice job, you guys. Thanks again for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.